a brief overview of the websites of the Peruvian administration. Let's get started with typing Presidencia on the browser. We will get Presidencia Gov.p. The link changes. Notice that it says www.gov.pe Presidencia, and we have the website of the Presidency of the Peruvian government, the Presidency of the Republic of Peru. Here, you can find news, photos, and videos, information about the President and Directory, all on the same page. We also have access to regional governments, a directory of officials. The top menu navigates us through this page, including procedures and services, the First Lady, legal norms, reports and publications, and contact and social media. If we go into any of these sections, it will take us to the corresponding parts, such as reports, publications, contact section, and so on. Then there's a portal for the Peruvian state, peru.gov.pe, where we find a description of the country, organization, presidency, opportunities, business, a transparency portal, news from entities, an open data portal for those interested in consulting, publicly available data from the Peruvian state, a single window for procedures, and a state directory of the executive, legislative, and judicial powers. At the top, there are direct links to the transparency portal and other legal norms. We also have a specific portal of formalities called tramites.gov.pe. Here it is. Here, one can check all the procedures and services that are available online. Let's see what formats we have access to. Well, here we have the list of online services, routes, interaction stages, and service characteristics. And then we also have the option to download the necessary forms to interact with the Peruvian administration. Let me go back to check the formats, just so we can check if they work correctly. Let's see. Here we are. As you can see, we have various forms for different types of procedures and different branches of power, including the executive, judicial, and autonomous bodies. This is where the forms I mentioned earlier are located and available to download. Here you can find the most requested forms. The previous section was reserved only for common procedures, and this current one is for downloading whatever form is necessary. Well, then we have the Peruvian Tax Agency, which is named SUNAT. The link would be sunat.gov.pe, and do not forget about adding the 3 W's at the beginning, otherwise it might not work. Here, Peruvians can file their income tax returns, electronic receipts, and everything that has to do with the Peruvian Tax Department. They have created a site called www.sunat.gov.pe, where you can search for all the previously mentioned websites. For example, here you can enter terms like procedures, services, or information. And there's direct access to each one of those categories, to procedures, state entities, and the most visited procedures. This website allows us to access all the mentioned information. If we go to state entities, we'll see, let me try to access it, that there are 431 from the executive branch, 1 from the legislative branch, 32 from the judicial branch, 216 regional governments, and so on. From here, you have access to all administrative information in Peru, which is something very useful